And I began to understand what this very unique system is that we've discovered about vocal profiling, about using the voice, the frequencies of the voice. Our body is all frequency, and our temperature is frequency, our heart rate is frequency, and we have tried to make our body give up those secrets about what it is, and is it ill, and am I okay, and who am I, and what do I really want. And we've had these overlays of all this advertising going on, so I don't think we really know who we are or what we want to be. Just like this new movie, The Secret, which is great, but how many people really know what they want? So if we can take a vocal profile, the frequencies of your body coming out of your mouth that has been manifested from your brain and all this neural network going on, if we can find a way to bring that out of your body through your voice, and modern medicine already has it with x-rays and MRIs and CAT scans and whatever they're doing to try to make your body give up its secrets, but it's been right under our nose literally all the time, your voice. You can do it through otoacoustic emissions and being able to measure this frequency that comes out of your ear, but you have to be there for them to do it. But with a vocal print and modern computers, we can take the frequencies from your voice, make a waveform, and send it over to the lab, and the lab can come back and tell us what's going on with you from your voice. Now, this started from a very esoteric perspective, that I could hear sounds from people. I heard this otoacoustic emission coming out of the ear, and I was working in a speech and hearing department, and the professor said, "Sharry, don't tell anybody that. Don't tell anybody that there's a sound coming out of the ear, because there's nothing in there to be making a sound." But Johns Hopkins University later verified that there is a sound coming out of the ear, and that's what I was hearing. So I would hear the sound, I would vocally duplicate the sound on a tape recorder. I would hear your sound, I'd do it, we'd run back to the lab, we'd see what the frequencies were, we'd ask you what was going on with you, and then we begin to put this process together, and that was in the 70s. We published the first papers about it in the early 80s. We didn't know what we were doing. For many, many years, we just knew it worked, but we didn't know how it worked. And people who had a backache, like Nancy that we demonstrated with this morning, they didn't care how it worked. They only cared that we could do it. We could take away their backache, and they didn't care about the rest of it. But as we worked here at the research center, we found out that the vocal cords are attached to something called the recurrent laryngeal nerve. And that nerve is in the parasympathetic nervous system of the body. So everything that happens to you that keeps you in stasis, if somebody jumps out and yells boo at you, and you go, oh, and you get really rattled, and your adrenaline rushes, and then your body says, she wasn't so scary, we're going to slow down here, then your body goes back into balance. Well, your vocal cords move with every frequency set that goes from your brain to any part of your body. That's why when Ed McMahon comes to the door and says, oh, here's your $1 million check, you get really excited, and you can tell about that excitement in your voice. Or you can tell when someone is in grief and how their voice changes in expression. And you can tell who's telling you the truth because there's a lot of variance in your voice, and you can tell who's lying to you because there's only one note going on. I didn't do that very well. But you get the idea, and you can hear that in commercials when people are lying to you, that their voice is manifest of what's going on in their body. And people really know this, they just don't know how they know it. Because if you consider a young man going through puberty and all of those changes in his body in response to hormones, that's what's happening. The body's vocal indicators are changing based on the biochemistry of what's happening in the body. And it's just taken us years to break some of those codes. Now we have enough of them to know this is really going to happen, and we can control what's happening to your body. Mostly, you have a thought, it goes to your body, and you can move your finger. Now we know that we can take a frequency, hit your skin with it, have the skin absorb it, have it go into the muscle, have that signal sent back to the brain, and we can make muscles move that wouldn't move before. We can make people who couldn't use sulfur use it. I shouldn't say we can do that. The body really heals itself.